Nietzsche believed that we can endure anyhow if we have a why. But what happens when your why packs its bags and takes with it your soul, leaving you a note on the fridge plus existential dread and nothing but empty coffee cups for comfort? That's burnout, where your dreams have turned into a survival guide for getting through the week without screaming into the void. And honestly, I don't even think you have the energy for that. You start your day with relentless deadlines, and Karen from HR keeps asking how your weekend was, as if Monday isn't just Sunday 2.0. You find yourself asking, what's the point of any of this? Why am I doing all of this work when the universe will eventually collapse into a black hole, swallowing all my spreadsheets with it? That's not even nihilism, it's just physics. Burnout often stems from a mix of psychological traps that seem all too logical at first glance. Perfectionism convinces you that anything less than perfect is a failure, pushing you to grind endlessly in pursuit of some unattainable standard. But guess what? The universe doesn't care, and no one's even noticing except your therapist. Then there's the inability to set boundaries, where your brain somehow rationalizes that taking on every task is heroic, when really you're just volunteering to speedrun your own breakdown. Saying yes to everything turns your life into a never-ending to-do list. Congrats, you've become a human doormat with caffeine addiction. If that doesn't teach you how awful humans are, you are just hopeless. Chronic stress plays its part too, turning every minor issue into a catastrophe, frying up your nervous system. But nothing quite fuels a burnout like existential dread. Watching your will to live slowly disintegrate, like that last shred of enthusiasm you had at the start of the year. Scrolling through social media, watching other people live their best lives, and by best lives I mean sharing photos of avocado toast while slowly crumbling under the weight of the same burnout. The heart, having been stretched thin, may for a time grasp at any fleeting purpose, a reason to move forward. Yet, in the endless march of days, in the unyielding procession of duty, the soul grows weary of the same well-worn path. In that weariness, a strange affection emerges, an odd reverence for the very pressures that once shackled it. For it is not freedom that it craves, but a release from the absurd dance of repetition, where once bound hopes turned brittle and goals became as distant as stars. The spirit, once vibrant with meaning, drifts into the soft darkness of resignation, no longer seeking, no longer striving, content in some quiet way to watch the world pass by, knowing that it will return again, unchanging as it always has. And so the cycle repeats as the same burdens rise with each new dawn. There is no exaltation of strength regained, but rather a mournful acceptance of the inevitable. The weight of existence, once borne with resistance, becomes the familiar yoke, the bitter comfort of a mind at war with its own endurance, seeking neither hope nor escape but a reason to keep breathing beneath the crushing weight. Burnout isn't just about physical exhaustion. It's a deeper collapse of meaning and identity. Christina Maslach, who pioneered burnout research, explains that burnout stems from emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and a sense of inefficacy. It's the feeling that your work no longer matters, that you are nothing but a machine running on empty. The solution, she says, lies in reconnecting with meaningful human connections and social support, finding purpose beyond mere productivity. Aaron Beck, a survivor of 100 long years, pointed to the role of negative thought patterns, cognitive distortions that fuel burnout. Thoughts like, I'm not good enough or this will never end, distort reality and keep you trapped in despair. Beck's approach would be to challenge these thoughts, to see them for what they are, mere beliefs that can be reshaped, nothing truthful as they are portrayed. Finally, Carl Jung would say burnout is a signal from your unconscious mind, a cry for help. It's what happens when you suppress your true self for too long, drowning out your passions and desires beneath the weight of external demands. Jung believed that burnout is a warning. You are losing touch with your authentic self. To recover, you must listen to the deeper parts of your psyche that you've been ignoring. Ensure regular exercise, proper sleep, and a balanced diet to rejuvenate both body and mind. But for now, go ahead and rest. Watch another episode of that show you've already seen. Let the burnout pass, and when you're ready, face the world again with a shrug and a grimace, knowing full well that the cycle will repeat. After all, isn't that what life is all about?